Hello, everybody, and it's time for another one of those poem vloggy things I'm doing. It's the Unfiltered Thoughts number 7. I'm trying to maintain like one a week. A, just to get the rhythm going. B, to keep the practice coming. And I'm hoping one day this just gets like exciting for people, and they're like, "Oh fuck, there's a whole lot of these," and then everyone gets excited. So that's what's up. So over time, it's like documenting a whole bunch of shit. Anyways, my name is Holden Stephan Roy, or HSR. I'd rather be HSR, but there's another guy named HSR who makes beats and beat me to it. So Holden Stephan Roy is a name I can own on the internet for all of this entertainment purposes. This whole series is just me kind of doing unfiltered thoughts. So speaking to the camera without thinking. I wrote this whole poem without much thinking. It's just kind of what was on my mind, wrote it out. I've been doing this kind of on bus rides as it's happened, but at some point I'll be taking the bus lesson. I'll figure out when. So just kind of a way to keep my time a little bit more productive when otherwise you could just be sitting there staring at the social medias, of which I'm a lot more addicted to social media than I'd like to admit. Like, I started thinking about like not using it, and then I realized how much I fucking go to it in those moments of absolute boredom and shit. So yep, embracing the true millennial spirit of being on the older end of millennials. Still, if you hear the door banging, it's because the window's open. I kind of like the overall sound of the rain and shit. It's rainy in Montreal. We are leaving the winter weathers behind to go into the rainy / super hot, humid summer area. It's really weird weather these days. But yeah, so I wrote this poem, and I'm just going to keep doing it. My hope is that as I keep doing them, they just get better. In terms of delivering them, I'm just kind of doing it one take, just kind of spitting it. I'm a little bit kind of waking up because it's the evening, but I took a nap. I don't usually take a lot of naps, but it's Easter Friday. I had the day off, did some prep work for the podcast this weekend. Totally don't even want to record anything, but I realized I hadn't done this, and I can still get this off today before we get into reviews and whatnot and all the normal. So I don't know. I've had a few moments of late, some really weird, conflicting things. If you are watching this little series, you'll know that I wrote one, kind of panicked over writing some shit in the anonymous work system, and then just because work's going through changes right now, and so then I guess I'm a little bit impassioned, and I've been there for 9 years plus at this point, so certain things I really feel strongly about, and certain people will ask my opinion about those kinds of things. I gotta be a little vague because of contracts, and I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not, like, for real. But I was very vocal about certain presentations given by certain upper-ups, and I was vocal in a negative way where I said names, and that's a mistake. If you're going to say names, do it privately. You shouldn't ever really say names publicly because it's not a smart idea. Even if what you're saying is valuable advice and interesting, there's a time and a place for it. And I struggle a lot with like the whole time and a place thing. And then, I don't know, I had this blowout with my little brother who's a little bit of a shithead in my opinion, but we don't get along very well just due to having different goals in life. I'm on this grind that you can see. It's like it takes up a lot of focus and energy, and I suppose I deny myself a lot of things that other people might just really want. And I have a lot of trouble understanding sometimes how certain people may kind of just ignore any potential for success and live on below what I would consider to be a bare minimum, and using other people for their advantage. And I don't want to say anything really specific, but just the way we are as people doesn't work well. So, I don't know. It bothered me just because he said some really cruel shit. And to be fair, I probably wasn't a nice person. I'm not the best at being a nice person. Still, all of that's kind of gone on since I wrote the last one, so it's kind of influenced this one. I believe I wrote this over a couple sittings, so that whole thing with my brother happens, and somewhere around the second half influences it a bit, but I don't know. I just kind of enjoy having the opportunity to talk to the camera. I've reached this weird place in life where a lot of the people from my past don't like me because I'm not living like I used to live anymore. So, and then a lot of the super productive people, you could have like the you can meet like the greatest, interestingest people, but unless they're working like directly in your little sphere, they're probably like just as busy as you. So you get to hang out like rarely. And I don't know. I don't really understand how people are able to manage social lives mixed into all this other grind shit in their 30s. Like, I don't know. It's definitely things I think about and consumes me. So, wow, I've been talking for a while. I've had a lot on my mind. And I guess part of it is just, I feel like this whole channel is supposed to be, in a way, just something that is more the human side of me, since anything I do with music, some fucking, I don't want to say fake, but polished. It's what I want it to be. It's not really me. In fact, it's only recently I even started writing about me directly. So this is more meant to be like just who I am. And so looking at the music, having conversations. I mean, at some point I would like to build out this channel to be a lot more than just music reviews. We've tried and dabbled, but time commitments are very hard, and time management is another thing I'm learning about. So one day we'll roll out the bigger shit as we all get a little bit more efficient living life and all that shit. Anyway, I hope that wasn't too boring for you. I probably should have put some comment at the beginning saying, yo, the poem's going to start at if you want to skip it. But either way, this whole video can't even be more than 15 minutes. So I don't make a lot of short content. Actually, you guys can watch it a little bit. All right. So without further ado, let's get to this poem. And I do hope you enjoy these. But I don't know, this like Unfiltered Thoughts 7 is what this one is going to be called. And let's go. The hammer drops, the consequence of talk, saying all the names like I never listened to hip-hop. The habit should drop, but frantic panic and a brain-shipping thought non-stop. Is this real life or is this Glock to my head fantasy? Caught up in this landslide, was I taught the truth behind realities? Excuses must stop, grind harder to the top, work till your sanity is not. But the names keep gaining and my rot is changing me into something wanting what's ill-gotten. I still dream rotten. I mean, certainly, life is good and I should keep to my lane, but certainly life is good and I should keep to my lane. I'm misunderstood, aggressive for change, cause from my hood welfare is good enough, and I'm shook by how easy it is to look in other directions. I mistook the words in the books as something others could think through. As something others could also think through, but advice is useless unless it's solicited, and no one's wishing for that. But advice is useless if it's solicited, but advice is useless unless it's solicited, and no one's wishing for what I wish I could prove. Distracted by mood, unproductive and rude, consumed with pseudo pursuits and personal boons, so I can say my brand grew. Who knew that potential still can exist? I may talk some serious shit when I'm pissed, but I sincerely try to refrain from identifying kin. I won't risk revealing what's labeled as a mystery, but gosh golly gee, public and private aren't concepts I see. Thing is, I know all this. I know to speak little and watch the speeches, learn from what trickles, patient with my missile, but loose lips aim shit and mention leadership. Bite the hand feeding me dreams, legitimately not the most intelligent thing in my little history. So I'm impatiently waiting for some tangible consequence, or maybe it's all in my head, regardless of if I punish myself. Punishment may still reign for my silliness. I read this kind of forethought creates rippling shock. Living on adrenaline brings multiple flops. When the cost due is insignificant against the loss, but I cannot stop. Nothing fucking blocks it. I can vent it with intricate details flossing objectively. I'm not innocent within my propositions, but apparently I'm the rich son. My hunger, disgusting, just let it be, bruh. But my grandmother's funeral was 5 figures to cover. When you cannot contribute, no need to wonder about $1. I got debt, but I'm gunning for escape from that bother. I want to vacate on vacation to a fun destination, then flip it to adventures, chill with elephants. They amazing. Have the daughter bring along those who are lazy, or ditch, reward the ones who never snake, praise me. I think I get why people be writing these songs, struggling to belong as their past rejects who they are. calmly attacking until cracks in esteem become flaws, until you question blessings, the stuff that leaves you in awe. Others drop their jaw, the audacity of these balls. Can you even say some shit like these balls in the context of courage? It's not inclusive at all. On the subject of courage, gender doesn't matter at all, but balls brings the negative bravado stigma, a catch-all. For a normative expression describing my pitfalls, if the experience is personal, does inclusivity matter at all? I get 30 views on these now. Will my talk of balls make me go viral? Huh, one can wish, but I don't like being known for being rude. I know I'm an asshole and I hate these shoes. I never seem to relax, puts me in a dark-ass mood. Regular conversation is hard to do. In a few years it'll be different. This is a point I'd like to prove. But reprogramming personality, well, the difficulty is tough as glue. Like fucking super glue that needs adhesive to remove. Not the elementary shit from school. The more I vent emotion, the less I feel the turmoil. But nobody's fucking listening and is feeling foiled. My plan's spoiled like some food you wanted to eat but smells gross. Adjective level royal. This is my journey. The losses and spoils. Humble and turmoil meets entitled and spoiled. Yeah, one of those last lines was pretty shit. So yeah, that was the next one. Again, I know I fucked up a little bit in the delivery there, but like I kind of write them and then I don't even read them before I start recording this. And I kind of want that to be the point. This world is so fucking perfect and I'm not. I'm so far from it. So you get the messy room. Like, I'm aware there's an extension cord there. I just put it there to see if anyone would comment on why there's an extension cord there, because I don't really think the aesthetic matters that much. Anybody where the aesthetic matters that much is not watching my videos. Like, it's pretty straight up to me. Still, I don't know. YouTube 2008 was a cool place. I like that. That's what I want to be back, in terms of just authenticity. I mean, everyone's so polished. I mean, somebody commented that, like, Bonnie said too much and called her a stupid bitch. And I'm like, really? Over ums? I mean, like, everybody's saying the ums, and then they spend all this time cutting out the ums. And I remember one of this other podcast in Montreal that kind of died, unfortunately. One of the things that I liked about what they did is they kept in their coughs and shit. And I was like, you know what? People cough. That's some real shit. You'll notice I very rarely edit that stuff out. I keep it there because, like, if we were live, that's what the show would be. I don't wanna have to be this, like, perfect person. And you'll see it a lot when, like, YouTubers who can't handle being live go up and do live shit because the world's so edited. I don't want to be that person. I am raw, rough, rugged, and fucked up. So let's roll with that shit instead. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe nobody hears this. Maybe y'all give a fuck. Lindell, I know you watching. You got this, G. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. I totally appreciate it. Again, this little series is almost like my little therapy vlog. So I just kind of think it's cool if you did watch it through, and if you feel anything, feel free to comment there. Otherwise, special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, DJ Black Hurricane, Linda Williams, and Jonathan Barnes. They support what we do, helped us get a new camera. They get to tell us what albums to review. You can check that out and show some love so we can upgrade to something where the people who care about aesthetics actually do like us. Also editors for, like, sound. I know how bad the sound is, but, like, fuck, I just don't have the time to, like, comb through it and fix it. It's not really something I'm great at. But yo, if you do want to join this journey, hit that subscribe button. I make music. You can check out my project that I dropped recently on the Bandcamp and the Spotify. It's also on this channel. I definitely put a lot more time into making the rap sound proper. Basically, yeah, I just hope that y'all want to join and we can learn together and shit. I mean that sincerely. Everyone says I have, like, resting bitch face voice, and it's super hard to convince people I'm not as cynical as I sound. But it's true. I'm not as cynical as I sound. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. I hope y'all, have a great day. Peace.